Hello, everybody. Today we are going to do third
All
episode
right.
of Base Talks, and we have a guest. Say hi, Katie.
Hello, guys. I'm Katie, another guy with base opinions. I'm sure I entertain you guys. Yeah.
And today we will be talking about woke culture, the causes behind it, and the culture overall. And we will also want to invite you. We also want to invite you to our server. The link will be in the description. You can give us ideas there. You can ask us questions, and we will answer. You can send us links to the videos that you want us to react to. And yeah, KD, what are your thoughts on woke culture then?
Well, woke culture, it correlates with third wave feminism. And we know that third wave feminism is actually like a necessary for feminists. Why is it unnecessary for feminists? Because third wave feminism basically supports the uh, kill all man community,
Yeah.
which is
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, that's true. It is just really like it's I was in the server with feminists, with radical feminists, right? And and I was talking to some girl there, and she said she supported the Kill All Men movement. I'm like, Kill All Men? What? Why you say that? Why do you say that? Right? And she told me she was sexually assaulted. I said, really? And I was like, well, how were you sexually assaulted? Like, what happened? And some guy texted me, he like really liked my TikToks and some. And this wasn't even in person. It was like I think comment section is not sexual assault.
yeah.
It's it's really hard, bro.
basically they
To
just reminisce about their past experiences when they clearly just had a bad they had bad luck in finding the right man.
Yeah, but this isn't like justified to call all of the men that are living currently on Earth just tell them to kill themselves.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
And
you can like tell predators to kill themselves, or you can like tell pedophiles to kill themselves. But oh man,
yeah,
it's absurd at this one, bro. Third wave feminism
yeah,
is just fucking absurd.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this is like hypocritic. Like if I say kill all women, I'm sexist. I'm sorry. I'm really like I'm sexist. I'm misogynistic. But if they don't say
Yeah.
that, they are not met with any consequence. Any, any,
They're like,
any
close
consequences.
ears, go la 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 when you try to reason with them. It's infuriating. Honestly, these people, like, they don't have any sort of, greater purpose, so they just do whatever
Yeah,
that
they're
is,
miserable. Yeah, and they're just like lazy, and they have most of majority of like feminists just have a boring life.
Honestly,
Just they like yeah, they just make up these arguments that don't even make sense. That are hypocritic,
like, all
and
of these problems and solutions are all the things they make up in their head, mostly.
yeah, and that is all about feelings. And yeah, there's another thing. There's not 72 genders. You can identify and make people just address you as like them. What was the neo pronoun that we were laughing at?
Neopronouns are an absolute joke.
Yeah, like them there, something like that, right?
I've even seen
You
people
don't need
in the
those.
LGBT server themselves saying they're stupid. That's how awful it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. I mean, what? That's just the rational human mind doing its thing. And I debated this non-binary guy, and he basically said sex does not equal gender. Sex
It
means that
does.
you gotta have a
It is.
penis or the other genital, and gender is based on your feelings, which I don't
It
agree with
is
at all.
not. It is not.
Exactly.
And people are faking studies. All these leftist controlled colleges and
Yeah.
universities are making their own studies, which they maybe fake, maybe they don't fake. But their
Honestly,
studies are just like
we're so
it's
lucky
horrible.
that we live in an age of the internet because uh, before the internet, better way to learn things was like academia, but as you can see, the current
Yeah,
one is very corrupt. So,
yeah, and it's like off. You see those Matt Walsh and all of like all of that activists going through campuses and getting like sworn at and for real, like it's just a real issue of lack of freedom of speech. There's like a one-way freedom of speech, okay,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like,
This degeneracy should not be allowed in today's society. It is progressively gonna ruin society as a whole. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
it's
just
not the
look at what
truth.
happened
If you don't
in
follow the truth,
blue
it's
states.
just, society will collapse. They want to know the true problems that's causing the fucking chaos. It will
yeah,
cause, it will cause chaos,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, because no matter how the feminists are, delusional about anything, basically, is it's real shit. Like they can't do things that men do because maybe they're weaker physically than men. Maybe they are not educated. But by living this illusion and creating a bubble for yourself, you're not gonna be met with a very fortunate set of consequences.
Yeah. And
So
Yeah,
yeah,
of
that's
course. Of course, there will be consequences when you don't
yeah.
address to the truth.
yeah, because you can see, like, just look at the difference between red states and blue states. Like, in
Just a
Florida, for
quick
example, there's.
disclaimer: I can't speak on this topic, and neither does KD because we both from Europe, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, I
Kauka,
can
you're
totally.
alone.
Yeah, so
We will gladly listen to you. 'Cause, I can't speak on that.
in uh, red states, like Florida and stuff, they are much better off than blue states like California. Because, in California, there are a bunch of homeless people on, like, everywhere. In fact, here's a challenge for the audience. Go on Google Maps, look up a place. You're bound to find, like, some homeless tent or something like that. It's insane. And so many people out in California, they're flocking off to, like, Texas and stuff. Here in Florida, all of the old
It's
people
not
want to
really,
move here. Yeah.
yeah, but it's not really. It's not even really America-ish, more. It's like coming off to UK.
Yeah.
There is so much like freaks, like dressed up as just literal freaks.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
if you go to
homeless.
London, bro.
That's blue states.
Yeah,
Red states are more
yeah.
traditional. Like, I see a bunch of churches here. There's even this town nearby, which has, like, a giant 50-foot cross. It looks so cool. For real. And more states, they need to be like that. It's sad that even in this country, like, half of it is going awful. You know? Is this similar to, like, Europe, I think, blue states?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently safe. Like my country is safe. I've never seen that. I've seen like some drunk homeless dude just like being maybe the mainly the old ones. Like just they just got drunk, do some wild stuff. But it isn't like political in any way. My country's safe. I think it's safe for now.
For now. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of. I think the first like wave came around to 2017,
Hmm.
17,
17.
2017, 17, and the people were like shocked because of the LGBTQ. There was like Antifa type vandalism. They started like destroying politics cars,
Yeah.
and yeah, that didn't go well for them. Hopefully, it won't ever. Sorry,
Yeah.
it won't ever be like the people here are just like more based with their opinions. Like
Yeah.
this country is like really religious.
Hmm.
I think even gay people have their own church, which is like a good thing. But
There
gay
is
people
no
have their
way.
own church.
Yeah.
There is no
I
way.
think there is like it's strange, but it's a good thing because they still have something to believe. And I
Yeah.
think it's like the gay people, but it isn't LGBTQ. It's like political. But like apologize to God for for being sinners.
Yes.
But that's a good thing. Like being
Yeah. Because these people.
actually, but wait, because most of the LGBTQ like saying, "Oh no, religion is not real," because they know they are sinners, right? Because those people in
Oh.
Poland who are sinners by their religion are actually apologizing to their God and not like denying it. But it's just not. This is not some. This is not some. Just something to. This is not something to be proud of. Like
Yeah.
denying religion. You've been raised with that religion, and now you're denying it. There's not something to be proud of. You're not woke if you
Of
do that.
course.
Yeah. Like they
Of
think
I
they're
mean,
course.
so
religion.
smart for going against long going thing. You know, and I go to Friday prayers, and in the sermons they give, like a thing that's surprisingly prevalent is a lot of them like they discuss like to still keep faith because like they know it's worrying because a lot of the people they're older and they have kids and a lot of them they're not sure if they'll keep the faith and a lot of these younger
Yeah.
people they don't realize how worrisome it is for the younger people uh, when they go against these things and they think they're so smart for it for not believing in something like for real. It is so
Yeah.
sad. Like,
And I have some classmates like, oh, my parents go to church. I don't go to church. I hate Jesus. Like someone said like, I hate Jesus. I'm like,
still.
why are you saying that? You shouldn't be proud of that. I think your toxic friends who like have some atheist parents should not be like classified as someone to look up to. Like that's
Yeah.
just wicked to me. That's just mad. That's just like the doomed society.
Yeah, you can see
Because the most
objectively that throughout history, every single regime that's instituted atheism in some way has failed.
lasted, yeah,
Objective
yeah,
fact. Like, you
yeah,
Yeah,
can
bro.
it has.
say any arguments against religion or atheism all you want, but you can't deny the fact that religious societies, which are almost all of them, have performed better. You know?
It's true. It's it's undeniably true, right?
Yeah.
So the most like common thing for an atheist to say is like, what? How can you prove that God exists? And the atheists are most likely to be linked with the LGBTQ because not all atheists are LGBTQ
Yeah.
linked, but we are talking about woke culture. We are talking about
Yeah, and
LGBTQ.
everybody who is
So
that is basically they're
just
basically
saying, wait,
atheists.
wait, Coco. Yeah, they're just saying like people just say, but this isn't real. This isn't your feelings. Yeah, why can't you respect it? I am basically lawfully enforced in some countries to respect your feelings, basically,
Yeah.
and your identity, your own sexual identity. That isn't right. If you can't respect something that is not legally enforced, to like,
Yeah, also like
there
religion.
isn't any punishment.
Yeah.
Religion really, it's an important part of your personality. It makes you more peaceful.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it has those values. The sins makes you more of a. It makes you a better person.
Because a lot of these irreligious people, atheists, they think of religion as some sort of shackle, as like some cult, and they don't see it for what it really is, like a guide, a path, protection. They don't see
yeah,
that. And like, you know, these people, like, you say they're like lonely, and that's because, again, irreligiosity, uh, in Islam, we don't have
yeah.
loneliness
I'm
because,
not saying yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, you can be like a friend with Allah. You can just
yes,
like say yeah, just like I think all of our speakers today are Muslim.
yes,
KV
all
is
of us.
Muslim.
Mhm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
mhm,
mean, when I was an atheist, because unfortunately, I was an atheist,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I
How
thought that
was it?
I thought science justified everything. But me, me gaining some ambition, me becoming more happier, I felt the sense of God, and I started
Yeah,
believing in
it's
God.
true.
And
You can't feel the sense of God
yeah,
if you actually pray to God. Like you ask for His blessing. You
mhm,
actually get that blessing, and maybe it's placebo for
uh,
the people that don't want to believe their religion. Maybe it's just placebo, but I've
yeah,
experienced the blessing myself. If you pray, if you're faithful, if you truly submit yourself to no matter what God
yeah,
actually, it's about just being mature enough to actually be submissive to someone.
yes,
yeah. Also,
because,
God, you need to be more open-minded to get God's messages.
yes,
Because God can hit you with a hard truth, and you say, why isn't God helping me and
yeah,
stuff? Well, you don't realize that God is actually helping you with the harsh truth.
mhm,
For
Yeah,
example, telling
it's
you that
alright.
you're a nobody, telling you that you're a loser. When you realize that you're a loser, then you try to improve, and that's basically God's goal.
yeah,
And that is
Yeah,
just so beautiful.
and what I think we didn't discuss that yet. What do you think about the the campuses? Like you see Matt Walsh going to
what campuses?
these campuses, and the people like throw stuff at him, like swear at him. Some guy assaulted basically his crew, I think. So
Oh,
sorry, it's freedom of speech goes only one way. There's something to be like this.
yeah,
That's somehow disturbing, right?
mhm, the powers that
So you
be,
need to like be yeah. That's just I think that's the most disturbing part. You don't have freedom of speech. You don't have any like you don't have that anywhere.
yeah,
It's either like you can't be gay in some countries. You can't be homophobic in some countries. Like some people are homophobic, just deal with it. They're not gonna like call you slurs because if they call you slurs, that's just stupid of them because they might get arrested for that.
Yeah.
But if they simply don't support your views, that's just very bigoted. Like,
Yeah.
why would you even
These
think of
people,
not hearing people out? Yeah.
they overuse the term bigot so much, yet they don't realize themselves. They're very close-minded. Like, their hearts are sealed. It's sad.
Bro, yeah, they have their own thoughts. You know why? Because they just want to cope with their sad lives, their sad little lazy communist
Yeah.
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
It's just so
Yeah.
sad.
That's true.
Let
Yeah.
them cope. I hope God tells them the truth someday and they improve.
I hope
But
to.
Well,
I
some people, I had hope in some people, but they are simply too far gone for me.
yeah,
They are simply too far gone for
Like,
any type of
remember the story Kawawa? Remember? We tried helping him a
yeah.
lot, and he ended up just falling down. It was just sad.
yeah. I mean, we had this conversation with Nico, with this 38-year-old Marxist feminist
Oh,
guy, bro.
God.
He was
Yeah.
so deep in the matrix, bro. He was just
I,
there's
I,
nothing
I,
we can do to save that guy. He's first of all, he's 38 years old. He's full of
yeah,
smart.
he's like,
He's fucking lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah, he was like, he was a hypocrite. So like most of these people don't actually think about their ideology.
Yeah,
That's
bro, they're
also
just
sad.
hypocrites.
Yeah.
Fucking hypocrites.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
They, like, don't even realize it when they're saying stuff. You know? Honestly. Uh,
And this is like even the worst part. The worst part is insulting someone. Like I think people, you can find bigoted people everywhere, but people that are insulting you, I just it's just sad because they wrote this is like the narrative. They rose from the oppressed, the hated, and now they hate everyone. There's like defensive mechanism, which is which could have been avoided just because let's just be honest, feminists don't want equality, they want somewhat revenge, I can call it. I don't
yeah.
know what would that revenge be for, but they simply want revenge, right? They don't want any equality, I think, especially the radical feminists.
Oh, 100%. Like, they don't even hide it.
Yeah, and they like don't see anything bad in it. Like they don't see anything foul because that is foul. Like being misogynistic is foul, but being like
Yeah.
sexist, it's just equally foul, bro. So
Honestly. Like, yeah, it gives off those vibes of the reverse segregation from the first episode, you remember? Uh,
yeah,
yeah. It's crazy these people in this modern day and age think these things without seeing anything wrong with it. Despite
yeah, and it's like
Martin Luther King would
yeah,
be raging at this.
yeah, like that's not what the old school feminists, the real Black Lives Matter activists like Muhammad Ali and Martin Luther King and all of those like Rosa Parks and all of that,
Yeah.
or Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
They didn't fight for hating white people. They just simply.
Mhm.
I get they hate white people because they hated black people and made them like their slaves and
But
all that. I
two
get that,
wrongs
but
don't make a
stop
right.
exactly. First of all, and second of all, stop trying and hide in like being the more intellectual
Yeah.
side of the discussion because that is simply just an insult to any people who actually are capable of leading of having a legitimate civilized debate. It's just like another
Yeah.
thing. Like bigotry, of course.
Mhm.
Okay, bigotry, and yeah, and there's just some this maybe not this episode up, but
Yeah.
some this topic out. We are actually experiencing a little revenge on us
Yeah. Yeah. That's
for
very
something we
apparent.
didn't do.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's not really revenge, to be honest with you, because
Yeah,
back then gender roles were different. Industrialism was not that developed that much. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
Of
and it wasn't
course,
even.
of course, you get those gender roles. I mean, the men were stronger and they needed to do their thing, and the women were weaker physically,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they had to
yeah,
do their
they're
thing.
weak physically. Like, yeah, they had to do their thing. I know my place, and I agree with that. I accept that. Right.
Mhm.
I, I, I just accept my role in the society as a man, but I don't accept being hated just because I'm a man. I don't see how that correlates with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. As a male, I really like the responsibilities. I really like the discipline.
Yes.
It's just exciting when you know that if you actually keep on doing these hard things, you're gonna achieve something remarkable,
Yes.
and your life will be just, it will be good. You'll have a family, the money, all that. Well, well, as in, if you're lazy, you're a communist, and you basically complain
Yeah.
about everything. You try to cope with communism, reminisce about how your rights as a worker are just, you don't have nothing to complain about actually, because the workers have their rights. And
yeah.
these days it's just stupid. Marxism these days is just stupid as fuck.
100%. They're coping with the fact that 100 bajillion regimes have tried it and failed. Like, hard.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I mean, they failed. They can argue like China is in commun, but China has a little bit of capitalism because
True.
Of
otherwise it
course,
would
it
fail.
has a little bit of. It doesn't. It has like a big chunk of capitalism.
Yeah,
Like they produce all of the micro components. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think Taiwan and China is doing it. The only the
yeah,
chips and
Because
all of that.
the real communist one was the first premier Mao Zedong. And if you know anything about him, you know he'll fail horribly. He failed horribly in
Yeah, but some people
the
will defend
beginning.
him. That's
yeah.
sad. Like some
Yeah.
people will
In
defend.
China,
Uh,
in China, there's this one party, and you don't have freedom to vote. That's the only thing about communism there. Of course, there is capitalism because they know only communism will fail, and
Yes.
they just they just straight up. There's only
listen.
one party. That's
Yeah,
all there is to it. You
but
just don't have the
listen.
freedom to vote.
About Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong is
Yeah.
the terrible, horrifying, disturbing, unsettling facts about him is that he outnumbered the body count of even Hitler
He
with
ties Genghis Khan.
45. Yeah, it's 45 million people that died because of his communist regime.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a blooming society to me,
Yeah,
but that's just me though.
Yeah.
that's just a failed society,
Like he
straight up.
tried
Yeah,
forcing farmers to make steel in their backyard. He also made them kill sparrows, and that meant they failed in both the industry and the agriculture, and that's why like a bajillion people died. you know?
Bajillion, bro. I can look up the stats, bro. Just don't say that. This just sounds a little unprofessional.
It was 45 million, I believe, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
The thing is, millions of people died. I
yeah,
know I mean, even if it was 1 million, dude,
honestly.
is bad enough. Society will, with killing people, is just not gonna work. Freedom is
Yeah.
necessary in a society, which comes with capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
we actually discussed that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you remember Coco? Like,
Mm-hmm.
KD, you were like technical guy in this episode.
Yeah.
We discussed the freedom and the definition of it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, came down to not being like very, you know, naive and like believe in everything. It was about freedom of your mind, basically.
Yes.
So I think that stays. Like these people are not free. They believe in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro,
And
they're
yeah,
not free.
Honestly, they need,
You're free if you're open-minded.
yes, because when you're open-minded, any new information that's good and like you can take out the bad stuff, you're reforming yourself, and that makes you free in a way because you can consciously choose, okay, is this the right decision to make? You aren't a slave to like your past preconceptions.
Yeah. Being open-minded, it just you believe what's rational. You know, you don't say to the old opinions. You basically you basically take information, analyze it, and if it's rational for you, then you believe it.
Yes.
While
Yes.
being closed-minded is just going by emotion, not really analyzing anything. You can
Mhm.
be lazy, and for the reason that you're lazy, you can believe in one thing, and
yeah,
all the environment you live in, all those factors, just it's terrible. You're not open-minded, you're closed-minded.
yeah, and yeah. To sum this up, I think KD summed it up perfectly. So yeah, that's the end of it for today. Be sure to check our server in the description. Obviously, like and subscribe and tell us what you think in the comment section or in the server. And